Hey guys, and welcome to my Girls Fumbled 2024 Wrapped by yours truly, Dinzu. I got this idea from TikTok. I saw this dude drop crazy numbers, but I'm about to drop the LeBron-esque numbers here. So the Michael Jordan. This is a parody of like the Spotify Wrapped 2024. So you guys are gonna know my numbers, how many girls I fumbled, yada yada yada. Anyways, this is not gonna be painful at all. Let's go. Let's continue. All right. So before we begin, some stats. My name is Dean. I am 6'12", obviously. Charisma 3 ± 2 out of 10. The plus or minus indicates how many points I gain based on whether or not I'm sober or had one too many drinks. So I'm either a 5 when I've had a couple shots or a 1 when I'm basically normal. Yeah, this is gonna be bad. Bravery 2 ± 4, same concept. So I'm a 6 when I'm drinking, and I'm a wait, I'm a -2. Sorry, I didn't do the math there. Yeah, this is just I'm just scared of girls. Cleavage 8.5 out of 10. You guys will understand why later. Face 6 out of 10. You know, I could be a 5, but I'm humble. I'm a humble king. You know, gotta be a 6, not a 7. And let's play this video real quick.
Me at the
You can see why my cleavage is an 8.5. Maybe it should be a 9, honestly. What do you guys think? All right, next slide. For the first year of being single, you fumbled. Drum roll, please. 20 baddies. Yeah, oh, thank you guys so much. No, really, it's too much. No, I like to thank my mom, my dad. Kind of. Remember guys, context. This is my first year that I was absolutely single. So you know I had to shoot that shot when I shot the shot. I shot chat in the shot. Moving on. Months most fumbled, MMFs. So as you can see, it's condensed in a 5-month period. August, we had 10 girls. I fumbled all 10 in August. And believe it or not, it was at the same location too. I'll get into that later. September was 4 girls. July was 3 girls. March, we had 2. And May, we had 1. And I am, as the youngins would say, down horrendously. Down stupendously. Down astronomically. My top fumble. Drum roll. Your top fumble was a girl who wanted to stomp on my balls. Yeah, she was pretty insistent on that, but you know, I couldn't let her. It just hurt too much. Yeah, this girl I just kind of stopped talking to. You were in the top 1% of fumbles because you told her that you were 40 years old. We do actually have video evidence of this as well. This was in my past YouTube video right here.
Hello?
I'm the 40-year-old man.
Oh,
No, I'm the one who wants to take you to the basement.
what are we gonna do in your basement? The fuck? You gonna harvest my organs or something?
You're the one who wanted to stomp my balls.
Your point?
Yeah, so obviously that didn't work out so well. Surprisingly, I think this was one of the only girls on this list that I talked to sober. We did actually go on a date after that. I was super cringe, but she was cringe too. We were both kind of cringe. I was just more cringe. I'm gonna stop talking now. This was just bad on my end. Anyways, top 3 most surprising fumbles. First was the girl who was engaged. We went on a date as well. We got talking. We were joking around back and forth, and then we started getting a little more affectionate towards each other. And then I stopped because I told her that I might be moving to another place because of my job. So I don't know if this is gonna be like a short-term kind of thing. So just letting you know. And then she was all like, yeah, no worries. I got my green card and everything. And then I was like, cool, but what does a green card have anything to do with what I just said? And then she was like, oh yeah, just think about it. Green card. And I sat there for, I swear to God, like 20 minutes just thinking. Oh, green, oh, you're engaged? And then she was like, yeah, I'm engaged. And then I was like, what? Congrats. What? Because if you guys didn't know, if you're not from the United States, you can get a green card to like stay here permanently. And that's how she got it, by being engaged with another dude. So that was really fun. It wasn't really my fault. I probably should have saw it coming knowing my luck. But she also invited me back to the place where her husband and fiance live. And I was like, ha, cool stuff. I'm gonna go back home now. And then I drove back blasting Taylor Swift at like 1 a.m. Second most surprising fumble was my biggest crush in middle school. So a couple months back, I created a video where I reached out to all my crushes in middle and high school. And this was my #1 crush in middle school and high school. And I wanted to create another YouTube video with her, basically catching up and eating hot wings and just answering questions. And so I reached out to her, she responded, we were texting back and forth for a while, and then she ghosted me. But yeah, I would count this as a fumble too. I mean, she could have been famous, you know, but she didn't want to, so it's fine. Oh, that one kind of stung, I'm not gonna lie. It would have made really good content though. And lastly was a rich hottie in China. So if you guys didn't know, this summer I went to China, and then I got her WeChat at a club with my cousins. And then she called me a cutie patootie. But then while we were talking, she realized that I was broke. Yeah, that was a little tough. Fun fact, did you know that in China, apparently a lot of girls will go out with guys and bring them back to their place, but then at their place, they'll lock the door and then have like 5 dudes jump out of the closet and surround the dude and beat him up and then make him pay a bunch of money to them, or else they'll kill him and stuff. Yeah, I didn't know that. And then my cousins warned me about that as well, but I was like, she's not gonna be one of those people. And hopefully she wasn't, but after she found out I was broke, it probably never got that far. She was also 26. The girl who was engaged was also 25 too, so that kind of shows that I like cougars. All 3 of these were my most surprising fumbles this year. I didn't expect much going into it, but I didn't expect the results coming out too, so. All right, next slide. Oh God. Top 3 are losing fumbles. This is gonna ruin me. You guys are not gonna look at me the same afterwards. All right, starting off with number 1. Oh god. 0 for 10, Klay Thompson in the playoffs. So some background before you guys call me a slut. This was my first time ever clubbing in New York City, but when we got there, my friends and I had one too many drinks, and then we were like, hey, let's ask out as many girls as we can and see who can land a girl, and I was like, yeah. It was not a good decision on my part, I'm not gonna lie. For all the ladies out there, I'm really sorry, this is not how I usually act. But yeah, we shot 0 for 10. Out of the 10, 7 said that they had a boyfriend, and I saw them leave with a guy, so that was fine. I do wonder how many of them actually had boyfriends though, because I've had that moment when my girlfriend would tell me to act like a boyfriend in case weirdos come up to her, which was me in this case. Once again, this is not me. I was in a dark time back then. One of the girls completely ignored me. That was cool too. One of them actually said, I'm good. Like I tapped her on the shoulder and she looked back and she was like, I'm good. My friend still teased me about that moment. And the last one liked my friend, but that's understandable. I mean, he's a 6'2" Korean hunk of a man, so I would like him if I was a girl. All right, the next aura losing fumble is when I called my ex. So I think we've been apart for like 5 months, but we were still really good friends. We'd still talk and catch up and stuff. And it was at this massive college event, you know, and she was with her friends. And then while I was at the event, she called me and she was like, hey, where are you? Oh, I'm at the right bleachers or something like that. And then she was like, hey, come meet me here with my friends. And I was like, okay. And so I went over and she was with her 2 friends and they had a couple drinks and I had too many drinks. And then they started chanting for me to take off my shirt. Like all of them were like, take off your shirt, take off your shirt. And I was like, okay. And I took my shirt off and they were like, woo. And I was like, yeah. But then after the event, I was like, hey, call me when this is over or something like that. And she was like, okay. And then she left with her friends. And then at like 12 a.m. or something, I called her. Remember guys, we were a couple sojus in, so this was not my fault. I called her, she picked up. She was at like a club or something. And she was like, hey, what's up? I was like, hey, what are you doing? And then she's like, oh, I can't hear you, text me instead. And then we hung up and then I texted her the usual, hey, what you doing tonight? She never responded. Thank God she didn't. The funny thing is we actually met up a couple times afterwards too to catch up or get lunch, and she never brought it up. And I never brought it up either. We just pretended like it never happened. And I'm glad she never brought it up because I don't know what I would have said. I probably would have just told her the truth or something. But yeah, next up, pool club girl. All right, this was fun. We were at a pool club and I was sitting on the pool steps, and then she swam up to me and she was like, hey, and I kid you not, this is literally what I did. Okay, so if we pretend this is her, she goes, hey, and I'm like, oh my God. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, basically I pulled a Deadpool and looked into like a non-existent camera. Like I was breaking the 4th wall or something and I was like, oh my God. And then she left immediately afterwards. So that was rough. These are my top 3 aura losing fumbles this year. God. For some of y'all in the comments who have been wondering why I'm still single, this is a big reason why. Next up, all right. Who else got a lot of play this year, huh? Not me. Not me at all. Thanks, Spotify. All right, top 5 cutest girls. I really like this animation too. Here, I'll just be ranking the girls based on, you know, their cuteness levels. First up, the 5'10" Korean princess. So I met her in Korea when I went to Asia and we were just dancing in the club and stuff. And she was much taller than me too. Well for a 5'10" because I'm 6'12" obviously, but she was tall for a 5'10" girl. Where I fumbled was the next day, I wanted to hang out with her. So I told her that, hey, my flight is leaving at around 6 p.m. So we have all day until then. But in reality, my flight actually left at like 1. So basically I lied to her and then I had a text her saying, oh, by the way, I can't make it to lunch or anything we planned. And she was like, bro, are you kidding me? So that was my fault there. But yeah, she was really, really pretty. Honestly, out of my league, but. Second was the girl who wanted to see my toes. This is a completely different person than the girl who wanted to stomp my balls, okay? I'm just saying. No, it's the same girl. But yeah, she was kind of a freak. Not gonna lie. I already told you guys about that fumble, so we're moving on. Third is a Chinese rich auntie. She was very, very pretty. She had this like cute mole on her left cheek or something like that. But yeah, then she discovered I was poor and that didn't happen. Fourth was my 3rd most liked crush in high school. This is different from the 1st most liked crush. This girl I thought was really cute. And I think I reached out to her after college and I was like, hey, do you want to catch up? And then she was like, yeah, okay, where do you want to go? And I was like, coffee? And then she was like, yeah, sure, what time? And I was like, what about this date? And then she never responded back. Yeah, she was really, really pretty in high school, so. Is that weird? Wait, hold up. Is it weird for me to think that a girl was pretty in high school even though I'm out of high school, but I was in high school when she was in high school, so I thought she was pretty in high school while I was in high school, but now that I'm not in high school, I'm just gonna keep going. And 5th was my ex. Objectively speaking, she was very, very cute. Okay, moving on. Oh yeah, my favorite. Top 3 genres. First was dom on the outside, sub on the inside. What does this mean? It means that on the outside, you act all tough and like macho and cool. But on the inside, you're a subby wubby tubby. This was the 5'10" Korean girl. She acted like she was a boss of me and stuff. She'd be like, hey, come dance with me and stuff. Which was kind of intimidating because she was like a whole 2 inches taller than me. But then as the night went on, I discovered that she was really, really shy actually. So that's her inner, what's that Japanese word? Tsundere coming in, yeah. Second genre, country bumpkin. Oh, we love the country bumpkins. All she did was basically listen to country music, bro. I kind of got on that, bro. Dude, Morgan Waller is a baller, bro. If you guys don't know Morgan Waller, please do. I think it's Waller. It's either Waller or Wallet. Basically, she kind of put me on country music and now I kind of like country music. Guys, don't hate on country, okay? It's pretty good. And lastly was edgelord, goth, free kind of genre. I'm sure you guys can kind of guess which girl I'm referring to here. All right, you've changed and so has your type. What does this mean? Well, from January to May, it was my white girl phase. Yep, I was, as you would say, in snow bunny heaven. Yeah, this was just me liking white girls for no reason. No, there was a reason. It's because my ex was white. It's fine. It happens to every Asian dude, all right? It's just, this was my time. What was that thing called when like white guys like Asian girls? It was like Fruitian and then Oxford. It was the Oxford study. I did a reverse Oxford study. Yeah. And then from June to November, it was back to my Asian heritage. I mean, I went to Asia, Japan, China, Korea. So I was surrounded by so many Asians. So it kind of brought me back to my senses. If she ain't rice, she ain't nice. And then lastly, this is just my summary. Top girls. Number 1, the girl who I was gonna lock in my basement forever. Gee, I wonder who that is. Second was Korean mommy. I miss her. Third was my middle school #1 crush. And fourth was my second cousin-in-law. That one's just a really long story, but we're not related, okay? So she can be dated. My top moments of the year. Finding out the girl was engaged. That was just really surprising, honestly. I didn't expect it to happen. Second moment was reaching out to all my crushes in high school. That one was actually a really cool moment because not only was I able to catch up and connect with the people back then, but also realize how much of a generational fumbler I was, even in middle school and high school. All right, number 3 was dancing with tall Korean mommy. I'm never getting over her, okay? And lastly was getting barbecue with my cousin-in-law. Nothing really happened there, so I'm not gonna go into it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I don't know why I did this. Honestly, this was probably the worst thing I could have done for my image. However, I promise you, going into 2025, my New Year's resolution is I will not talk to any more girls, okay? It's the season of singleness now. I promise y'all no more fumbling the bag in the future, okay? Can't fumble the bag if you never had it. But yeah, my motivational message for you guys is, I don't know, is there anything motivational about this? Shoot your shot or something? Pew, 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 pew. If you don't succeed, try and 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 no, that's not good. Oh, I got one. Shoot for the stars, because even if you miss, you'll land on the moon. All right, guys, I don't have much to say. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.